Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and in today's video we're doing a book review with an interesting twist where it's also a fragrance review or fragrance pairing, where I kind of pair the book with one of my fragrances. And we'll start off with the book. So the book that we're reviewing is, will it focus? Let me come close. People by Diane. I kind of like the whole yellow and then black and white thing going on with the cover. I gave this book 3.5 stars on Goodreads, and the reason why I even got to read this book was it was on my Amazon thing where it was like, because you read An American Marriage, they recommended Ordinary People by Diane. And it's a good thing that I got it, because come to find out, it's been shortlisted on the Women's Prize for fiction. So it's on the shortlist, and it deserves to be on that shortlist. It focuses on Black love and Black relationships, modern day relationships. And as I said, it was mirrored against An American Marriage, and I get why, because in An American Marriage you also follow Black couples and their relationships. Same with this book. So it centers on two couples, and one is a married couple and the other couple, they're not married. So you follow Melissa and Michael, Damien and Stephanie, and even though one couple is married, the other is not married, what they have in common is they're friends to start off with, and also they all have children. So it centers on how relationship dynamics change once children are added into the relationship. And so you follow their struggles and the changes that they have. And then you also have Michael, who's in corporate world, and him being a Black man and the struggles that has. However, when he gets home, Melissa is thinking, oh, the patriarchy is here. So it's interesting to have a look at that. And you have Melissa really trying to hold on to her personal identity other than that of being a mom. So I enjoyed that. And the other thing is the title, Ordinary People. It's, if you remember, we're just ordinary people. Okay, I do not have a singing career. I won't ever attempt one. But yes, it centers on that song by John Legend. The album is mentioned a lot in this book. It's mentioned a lot. It actually had me kind of go back and listen to the album and some of the songs, because I've forgotten the lyrics of some of the songs, and the author does it very well in how the characters could be going through something and they start thinking of John Legend and how he was behaving, or she mirrors that with what was going on within the song. Very interesting style of writing that she did, and incorporating the album as well. I enjoyed this book. However, it's slow paced. It really is. Like I could get them mirroring it with An American Marriage, and you guys know I did a review of that last year, and An American Marriage was #1, my best read of 2018. I can get the similarities, but their writing styles are completely different. I think what they do have in common is, like I said earlier, they center on Black relationships and Black love, and yeah. But other than it being slow paced, it does reel you in. You fall in love with the characters. It has funny moments. It also has sad moments. How men handle grieving, that's also covered in this book. And yeah, and even like relationships with parents as well, that is covered. I enjoyed it because I'm not sure if I mentioned this, that this book, the event that it actually centers around is Barack Obama being elected as the first Black American president in 2018. Now, if we all remember 2018, it was a global moment of joy. Like, I know Americans, like, they were off the peak, but that joy was contagious, and it filtered and it was celebrated the world over. And London, Black British people also celebrated. I even remember just crying that morning. I remember going to bed and it was quite late, and I was like, okay, I hope I wake up and he's the president. And he was, and I literally cried. I was just so happy. And I remember just going to work, and you just had this joy in you, like, oh my god, there's change. Oh, there's a Black family in the White House. That moment. And this book starts off at a party celebrating that. And I love, like I've said before, she really does describe music well. She's saying at the party they were playing Jump by Criss Cross, and how there is no way you will ever hear Jump by Criss Cross and you do not jump. You know, and she describes it, and I was like, that is so true. I gave it 3.5 stars. Was the pacing in the book. That was my thing with the pacing in the book. But otherwise, I loved it, highly recommend it, and I can see why it is on the shortlist. Now, the fragrance that I paired this book with is Tom Ford. He's quite cheeky with this title, calling it FM Fabulous, because there's no other polarizing fragrance than this one. I honestly think so. The opening of this, you see, the opening of this fragrance, right? It's dark, it's spicy, it's leather, it's got something, it's got tonka bean in it, and you can smell it, and I think there's also almond in it, right? However, as this fragrance dries down on me, right, because everyone's different, I smell like I have just been at the car shop, at the garage, and I was the mechanic, and I'm now wearing the overalls, and I've spent the whole day in those overalls. And not only that, but the leather also has burnt, and then there's burnt tires. That's how it dries down on me. However, when you layer it with Velvet Orchid, oh my god, it is brilliant. It is a brilliant fragrance when you layer it. And however, some people love this. Some people, they say it dries down great. They like how it still smells so dark and leathery. That's them. But for me, I honestly, the dry down, no. It's great, but I wouldn't give it 5 out of 5. I think this would also be a 3.5 for me. This is a 3.5. A 3, a 3.5, I'm generous, because it then smells brilliant when you layer it. That's why it gets the 3.5. I feel like they deserve each other. They marry well, because you love them, but they still got something, you know? So, and I feel that's why I've paired them together. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. What do you think about the whole book and pairing it with a fragrance? Because I feel then it just makes it easier for me to do a book review and a fragrance review, but in one video. Have you read the book? And if so, what are your thoughts on Ordinary People? Or if you love the fragrance, or you're not sure about the fragrance, let me know as well in the comments down below. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And please, if you haven't subscribed, if this is your first time here, please do make sure to subscribe and leave a comment, and also like the video, share it as well.